There are drivers out there that name their blisters. You going to name that blister St. Pete?
Oh man, this thing's it's got its own postcode. It's massive. So
Let's see it.
Hold it up again, bud.
Like that one, and then I'll go like a little one there.
Oh, that's a baby.
That one was bad. I could feel that during the last few laps. I'm like, I could feel it like ripping. I'm like, oh god, this is gonna be bad when I pulled it off. And then everyone was shaking my hand after because of my right hand, and I'm like, I went back to like fist bumps, like big, just doing that thing. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Scott McLaughlin joining us here on the Freak Nation Lucas Oil Studios. And Scott, just before we went live, we were talking about, are you doing the rounds this morning? And listen, bro, I don't want to hear one driver complain about doing all these snappy interviews after a big race win like you had at St. Pete, okay? And I'm not saying you were bitching about it, but it's kind of nice, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, look, it's the best part. Someone said to me, do you have someone looking after all the text messages and stuff you're getting and whatever? I said, no, that's like the best part about it, going back through the phone and, responding to hundreds and hundreds of well wishes. It's awesome. But yeah, amazing weekend. Very, very proud and super pumped to be joining you guys talking all about it again.
Scott McLaughlin, I think his second time in the Freak Nation. Last year when you were a rookie, now this time as a race winner in the IndyCar series. You're talking about these texts that you're getting. Give us a couple of texts that you got from people that the Freak Nation would know and some congratulatory messages.
Okay. Jimmy Johnson, that's one. Blaney, Bubba, Harrison Burden, like all my teammates, Austin Cindric, couple Alio Castroneves, he sent me a text, which was nice. He's like, enjoy it, but not too much because I want to do more of it. Typical Alio, he's always sort of bringing it back. But it was awesome. The response I've had actually as well, like from Australia as well, there's a lot of my old rivals that have sort of come out of the woodwork and very surprised, but pleasantly surprised to be making them proud as well, when we're pretty intense rivals. So, very cool.
Clearly, you're hanging and having fun with the IndyCar drivers because, well, that's where you work right now. But I found that interesting that you brought up several NASCAR drivers, whether or not they're involved with Penske, your team. So you living in North Carolina, I mean, everybody's got such busy schedules, but in the off season, did you get a chance to hang with some of those guys and really get that American flavor?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm very good friends with Ryan Blaney. We play golf together. We're at the same golf club. We love that. I always take money off him, which is even better. And then with Bubba, I obviously met Bubba through Ryan, and then I've met a number of people through, Bubba's birthday party, a few other things. So it's sort of all very connected. But it's super, it's massive NASCAR obviously around this area. And I enjoy it. I have a lot of chit chats with everyone. It's it's good fun. But a lot of people also want to see me in a NASCAR. I said, hey, I want to win a race in IndyCar first and see what happens. And then everyone was texting me going, hey, you done that now, so let's go. But I go one step at a time, please. One step at a time.
Let me just say, how many races in IndyCar? What is it, 16, 17, 18? NASCAR is like 30-something. You have no life in NASCAR. I'm just saying. It's fun, and the guys are cool.
Yeah, that's why I'm in IndyCar. I came to IndyCar because Tim Cindric knew that I was, that I love my life outside the track. I love getting away from it as well. And I think, the schedule it's pretty draining. And I'm right now in my period of life, married. I'm pretty chill, just like having a bit of away time from it all as well.
Now, you were pretty exhausted when you got out of the race car. I mean, granted, the win is one thing. That takes your breath away, just having the win and the checkered flag. But what have you learned, whether it's from Supercars to IndyCar or talking to other drivers in other series? What have you learned about the physicality of motorsports, and has it really elevated from years past for you?
Yeah, look, it's that was a hard race on the weekend, but I think I made it even harder for myself when I was jumping around like an idiot in victory lane. I think I actually looked at my whoop data. I think my whoop heart rate peaked in victory lane, not in the race, in victory lane. So it's crazy. So I was just full energy, pumped up. But yeah, look, it's a difficult car to handle, and it does take some time. I've got some pretty serious sort of blisters from the race, and it's it's part of it, but it's why it's so rewarding when you do a good lap or you do a good race. It's just it's a physical effort as well as a mental effort. It's everything. That's why IndyCar is so special.
Hey, Statman, I know you've got something, but real quick, there are drivers out there that name their blisters. You going to name that blister St. Pete?
Oh man, this thing's it's got its own postcode. It's massive. So
Let's see it.
Hold it up again, bud.
Like that one, and then I'll go like a little one there.
Oh, that's a baby.
That one was bad. I could feel that during the last few laps. I'm like, I could feel it like ripping. I'm like, oh god, this is gonna be bad when I pulled it off. And then everyone was shaking my hand after because of my right hand, and I'm like, I went back to like fist bumps, like big, just doing that thing. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yes, fist bumps. Yes.
Did Alex Palou chasing you down, did that have any impact on how much that blister hurt?
Yeah, it did, but it maybe made me forget about it a bit more because I could actually focus on what I needed to do. There's 20 laps to go when we sort of got the lead, and there was a clear track in front of me. My mind was going everywhere, and I actually asked the team, just tell me to focus. Like, it sounds stupid, but just say it to me, and sort of lock me in again. But I tell you what, to win your first IndyCar race, to beat it, and fight with the reigning champ right up your tail, I wouldn't have it any other way. It was a lot of fun.
So, coming from a saloon or sedan, supercars, we've laughed about NASCAR, but people have told me crazily that sometimes at speed, there's no difference between the two cars. I can't imagine that. I don't believe them. But can you tell me the same thing, that when you're going downhill at Mount Panorama at great speed, is that the same thing as whipping around St. Petersburg?
I could definitely assure you it's not the same thing. So whoever's telling you that is not right. But it's, but at the same time, I said to myself before the start, I'm like, hey, I've done this before. I've been in this position before. It's all about just, going back to what I know and controlling the race. And I felt like I obviously had last year to learn that, but I also felt like, there was also a portion of me that, like, if I got the opportunity like I did on the weekend, I could really capitalize on it. And I was just thankful for that. But the cars are completely different, the two of them. IndyCar is definitely a lot more physical. But the supercar is probably a lot more hot, so I'm sort of got the best of both worlds. I was ready for the heat of the weekend, and then the physicality. I've had a year under my belt to get used to that as well.
So let me ask you, Scott McLaughlin, winner at St. Pete, opening race in IndyCar. This is kind of a crazy question, and I hope you can answer it.
Yep.
When Roger came to you when you were driving for him in Australia, and he came to you and he saw something that said that guy in that sedan is going to be excellent in a car that's completely different. What did he tell you? What did he say to you to give you some confidence? Scott, I want you to do this and you're going to be good at it.
He said, first you got to lose some weight. So that's like, well, Tim Cindric said that, but we both knew that we had to do that. But I lost 25 pounds for the IndyCar, so I was working very hard behind the scenes. But Roger was, I think Roger and Tim, they were both very we know that there's a very similar schedule with the road and street courses, and then it's going to be a few ovals compared to NASCAR, where it was predominantly ovals. And to be honest, I actually thought they would consider me more so for NASCAR purely because of my body size, what I've been doing, in supercars. So I was fully aware that that would be the path they probably took me on. And then they provided me with this IndyCar opportunity. And I was like, yeah, I would love that. I've loved IndyCar since I was a kid, more so than NASCAR. It's been everything to me. I just never thought they'd consider me for it. So I spent 2 years basically learning NASCAR and understanding it a bit more. And then I had to throw it all out the window and go back to my roots and go into IndyCar, which was so cool. But, and to drive with the captain in IndyCar, that's special. I mean, it's like a world famous team. to drive the number 3 Chevy it's so cool, so cool.
We'll get back to the video interview in just a moment, but with high gas prices holding steady, it might be time for you to check out Lucas Oil Fuel Treatment and Injector Cleaner. It's a blend of oils and additives that contain no solvents. It increases power and fuel mileage that keeps your engine operating at maximum efficiency. Are you kidding me? It's like a tune-up in a bottle. Just add it to every fill-up of that snappy car of yours. And of course, it's as simple as... You get it. Now, back to the interview.
Did you follow guys like Scott Dixon or any of there was tons of crew chiefs and mechanics that came from Australia and New Zealand. Did you follow the careers of so many people that are in the paddock now and who have been in the paddock in the past?
Yeah, look, Scotty and Will were absolutely, probably more so Scotty. At the end of the day, he's from New Zealand, and when I started watching, he was really at the peak of his powers. It was 2007 when RL and kart were split, but when Scotty won the 2008 Indy 500, that was like, oh man, I'd love to do that one day, and it's pretty special to be able to race him. And he was one of the first guys that come and saw me after my first pole, and then we managed to have a beer on Sunday night together, which was awesome. And it's just surreal to have a guy that I've looked up to my whole life, and then to call him a friend now is pretty cool. So it's a very special thing.
I want to get back to that 25 pounds that you had to lose to get in an IndyCar. So were you saying that you were a fat bastard?
Yeah, oh yeah. I didn't mind. I weighed 205. So yeah, I had to lose.
What? How tall are you, Scott? Hold on a second.
Yeah.
You weighed 2. How tall are you, bro?
I'm 6 foot, so I was chubby. I didn't need to worry about it too much in Australia, and then I was like, okay, I got to get going here. So it's But look, Roger didn't exactly say to me, I got to lose weight. It was more like I knew I did. They didn't have to say it to me. I just knew I had to. So I was like, let's go. But all for the better. All for the better.
25 pounds is like another 100 horsepower, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not getting held back by me just wanting to have a beer or want a pie every time. I'm like, I can just sacrifice that and go, then we can be competitive.
Well, if anybody hold on just a second, Statman. If anybody to look up to, Scott Dixon, I've known him since he came to IndyCar, and he is the perfect example of work hard, play hard. He makes beer work in his very strenuous diet and exercise regime. So yes, it can happen, dude.
100%. And we found that out on the weekend, that's for sure. Yeah.
Yes.
So can you draw a parallel between a couple of beers and an IndyCar win? Is that something that you could easily give up if it means I could go to victory lane?
Yeah. I mean, look, you as a race driver, you do what you need to do to be competitive. It's like, it doesn't matter what, it wasn't that hard, obviously, but it was a big sacrifice from my end to start training as hard as I was. Food, nutritionists, all that sort of stuff. It's it's a sacrifice you got to make as a race driver, and I just got after it, and here we are. It's all paid off, and I'll just want to keep losing weight. It makes me faster, right? So it'll be good.
Oh, McGlaughlin, I'm calling bull S on this. It's like me, a Texan, saying, I got to give up barbecue to win a damn race. It ain't happening. It's like asking an Australian or New Zealander to give up beer. It's not happening, bro.
I haven't given up beer completely.
Yeah, he didn't say he gave it up.
It's just in moderation now. It's just a little bit definitely. And the sugar. I got a hella sweet tooth, so I had to drop that away. But yeah, it's part of it. You just got to work hard, play hard, and but in moderation.
Yes.
Hey, are Americans weak sauce when it comes to drinking? I mean, do you guys look at us and think, what a 6-pack? We're going to go for 6 cases in one night. Or can New Zealanders and Australians outdrink Americans in general?
I think we give you guys a fair run for your money, but I think no, it's very tight because I feel like you guys do a really good job partying. You have great parties over here. It's and everyone's so nice at the bars. You can talk to anyone, and especially when I first met my wife in Vegas, I was throwing my accent around. She was loving it. Now she's over it, completely over it. So but that's the fun part of the bar normally.
was just going to say, your bars are mostly North Carolina, Indiana. That's where nice people live. Come out west. It's a wee bit different sometimes.
Yeah, I'm sure. But yeah, like Indiana, I've had a lot of fun there, and Connor Daly is normally the guy that yeah, he goes, let's go out for dinner, and then the dinners end up going to 4 a.m. So it's normally not a good thing.
All right, so on this same line, people in North Carolina who race in NASCAR. They're known for partying and drinking and so forth.
They're known for that?
Who's the big partiers, the IndyCar or NASCAR?
Oh no, I think NASCAR. They are definitely more more casual about it. IndyCar is a bit more like yeah. I mean, you see a few of the guys out there and partying after a race. On the weekend, it was Bourdais' birthday party, which was pretty cool. We hung out with him. But yeah, it's more so NASCAR. It happens a lot more, I think.
Hey, Scott, there's a website out there. I believe it's in New Zealand. Look at this headline. Can you see this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why is there no beer? Yeah.
I didn't realize there was microphones on. No, I knew that, but no, because I was like, they were handing me bottles of like Gatorade and water. I'm like, no, I want a beer. Like, let's go. Like I said, when I win my first race, I can't wait to just sit in my car and just savor it and enjoy it. And it was, yeah, that was all part of it. There was a laugh. We were having a laugh. It's good.
Well, let's run through some of these headlines. You have that. Why is there no beer? Then there you are. We love this picture. Aren't you talking to your mom and dad there?
Yeah, I am. My wife, Carly, she rang them on FaceTime. I didn't get a chance to speak to them before the race because I was still asleep. And I spoke to them after the race. And yeah, it was funny. That was when I was showing them like the cameras, because it's one thing over here with the Victory Lane celebrations, like the amount of people that are there is unbelievable. Cameras and stuff, like something I've never seen. I mean, like, it's a couple of races in Australia like this, but this is huge. And it was funny just showing them that, and they were pumped. Mum was crying, Dad was crying. It was a pretty cool moment. All
right, let's scroll down to here. Of course, this is the one thing everybody's talking about. You're celebrating, and then all of a sudden, no!
Yeah. Well, never do a 360 with a helmet on after a 2-hour race.
Right.
And yeah, I should have known. When I got out of the car to stand on the car, I nearly fell over. And then I decided, okay, well, I'm going to do a pirouette as I jump off this thing at like from 6 feet. And yeah, I just fell over. I knew straight away. I tried to make it look as delicate as I could. But it wasn't fantastic. But hey, it's a story, and it's something that you'll never forget. You'll never forget it, right? There's memes going around everywhere. I'm doing parkour with the office crew. I'm doing everything. I'm riding a skateboard. It's funny. I'm floating through space. It's actually become a proper meme. It's funny as.
That's awesome. I mean, that's what you want these days. I mean, the trophy is nice, but to become a meme, that's the bigger win. That's awesome.
I'll take it. And then it's there's TikToks going around. Oh God, I was laughing. That was so funny.
People are so creative. I love it.
Yeah. That's the internet is amazing sometimes for that. It's just like some people are so cluey, very witty.
All right, I'm going to put you on the spot here. We have something every week called Beat the Freaks, and you already mentioned some Penske teammates. This week you've got NASCAR in Las Vegas, and we bring in celebrity pickers like yourself from time to time to pick where they think the three drivers are going to finish at the top of the list for a NASCAR race or an IndyCar race. Crasher, didn't you have McGlaughlin winning?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
That's a good pick. Thank you.
I had you, Power, and Grosjean. So you guys did good for me. I like it.
Yeah, okay, so now we're going to put you on the spot because we're going to focus on the NASCAR race in Las Vegas. Here he is with his celebrity picks, Scott McLaughlin, IndyCar Series winner in St. Pete. Scott, who are the three drivers that you see finishing at the top of the list in Las Vegas?
I think Joey Logano is very good around Vegas. He's won there a few times. So I'm going to go Joey for number one. I think Larson will run second, and Blaney will be consistent as he always is and finish third.
Wow, you're really stepping out on a limb there, huh?
Yeah, you got teammates and friends,
teammates.
guys you're going to run across, and if you didn't pick them, you'd be in bad shape.
And anybody is stupid these days. If you don't pick Larson, you're just dumb because he just wins everything, it seems like.
It's absolutely no, and I think it's something big. Like it's the Pennzoil race there, and I'm going to throw a little sponsor plug in there. But it is the Pennzoil race, and Joey always shows up with the sponos, so we'll make sure it happens.
Well, buddy, this is awesome, Scott. We couldn't be happier for you. When we had you on last year as a rook, we knew that if you won a damn race, that your personality would really shine, and it definitely did, whether you're tripping over your beers or not, man. We really appreciate this.
Yeah, it's hopefully the first of many, and whenever I celebrate a win, it's always a big one. So enjoy it.
Attaboy.
Imagine Indy. Yeah. Oh, my gosh. Imagine it.
I'm worried I might not show up to Detroit if I did that, but yeah, I think Roger will want me to show up. But yeah.
Yeah, what are you going to mix with the milk? If you win an Indy, you got to drink milk. So what? I'm drinking that and I'm throwing it everywhere. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be.
Would you put milk in your shoe?
No, that would be disgusting. That one, I reckon. But I definitely would just put a beer in it, like I did on the weekend. Okay. But oh my god, the milk is just full cream. That's my order. Last year they take our orders and stuff, and I was full cream, ready to go. Let's smash that thing.
Hey, is there an Australian cure for hangovers?
Yeah, Vegemite.
Oh yes.
Yep, it's actually legit. I was craving some Vegemite yesterday. Trust me.
Hey, you tweeted something about your head hurting.
Yeah, I bumped it. No.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Scott, thank you for doing this, buddy.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you having me on the show.
We'll see you next time, man.
Yes, you will.